It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's one of the loudest venues in the National Football League. We're inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, home of the Chiefs. So good to be with you. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here. Greg, as we look at this matchup, I'm looking around and hearing this crowd. They're so fired up for this one. What's it like when you come on the road and you've got a hostile environment you need to take care of?
You know, I always liked it. I always thought it added to the element of bringing some energy and bringing some juice, especially in pregame. But once that ball's kicked off, you want to settle this crowd down as fast as you can, especially on offense. Take them out of it. Get them back on their chairs, sitting on their hands. The more energy you give them, the more noise, it does make it a little less efficient to operate, especially on offense. So come out fast, come out furious, and see if you can take this crowd out right from the jump.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee, and off we go on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And their quarterback is the all-time leading passer for the Raiders, Derek Carr, the veteran.
Ever since Derek Carr came into the league, Mike, he's been historically a very passionate and productive NFL quarterback. He has the arm that can make every throw, but sometimes it's that arm that gets him into trouble. So he's got to find a little balance, a happy medium between aggressiveness and recklessness, because when he's playing well, they have as good a shot to win games as anybody.
And a strong start on the ground. He'll get 7 on the game's first play. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll go again here with Kamara. And nothing doing on that run. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. We have an early 3rd down coming up.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. So out comes the Kansas City offense to take over for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
For so many years, Mike, the conversation was, is Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback in the NFL? And I think now, after winning back-to-back Super Bowls 3 and 4 years, it's not so much, is Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback in the NFL now? It's, is he entering the conversation as being one of the best quarterbacks of all time? I certainly am one of those people that believe that's the case. He has a chance through the rest of his career, now not even being 30 years old, to accomplish a lot of things that are unheard of at the NFL level.
That's the way to get started, a pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
These were the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Open man is Hopkins. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On the ground, here's Samaje Perine. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Demario Davis there on the play. Here's 3rd and 7. They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. On 4th down, it's Matt Ariza to punt for KC. Cedric Wilson back to receive. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Saints offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They'll begin with 1st down from their own 11. The shotgun. It's Carr. To the left side into the hands of Olave.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
2nd and a yard. Carr working out of the gun. The reception for Rashid Shaheed. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up 1st downs without getting to 3rd down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. But when you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to 3rd and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the handoff, it's Kamara. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll work the middle here with Kamara. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Drew Tranquil up to make the tackle. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Now, Carr. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that third down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. It's a give now to Kamara. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. On 1st down, Carr. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
The screen works for 10 yards and a 1st down.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
Carr now to throw on 1st down. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Now Carr. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? In motion is Hill. Carr from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll take it on in. Taysom Hill. Touchdown, Saints.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Blake Groupie comes on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Saints will take a 7-0 lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Chiefs offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a 1st down. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. And he's going to take this one all the way. 71 yards. Touchdown, Kansas City. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Harrison Butker now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Chiefs will level things out at 7 apiece. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, here's Mims. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Saints offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Shaheed in motion. On 1st and 10, Carr to the left side and pulled in. Valdez-Scantling. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Carr. You look middle here, and there's Olave. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. Off the play fake. Here's Carr. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. A gain of 16, good enough for a 1st down. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. Shaheed with the catch.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Here comes Blake Groupie for this field goal try. This from an even 50 yards out. Groupie's kick is good. And the Saints get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead. So we hit halftime with the visiting Saints in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports halftime report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. 3 points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. He'll tuck it and take off. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Quick throw here, taken by Hopkins. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now the first carry for the Rutgers Scarlet Knight, Isaiah Pacheco. The ball's out. The Saints have got it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then...
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Now a 3rd and 2. That's complete left side to Worthy. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better.
Paulson Adebo, the good coverage. Gets his hand in there to knock it away. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now, Mahomes. That is caught. It is Hopkins. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
A gain there of 20, and the Chiefs have a 1st down. They'll run with the former 7th-round draft pick, Isaiah Pacheco. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
The blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
I think this is one of those cases, Mike, where sometimes as an offensive coordinator, you can overthink things just a little bit. You're down. You only need a couple inches, and you're telling yourself, okay, I still have this 2nd down if I want to catch him off guard and pass. That's what they decide to do, but now they find themselves going backwards and brings up a more challenging 3rd and goal.
On 3rd down, Mahomes. He'll try to run for it. And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Big moment for a guy who's made some big kicks in his career, Harrison Butker. This to tie things up here in the 4th. And this one right down the middle. It's good. That evens the score here in the 4th quarter.
And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. 4th quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Saints offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. Here's Carr throwing from the pistol. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Johnson. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Olave is the motion man. Now Kamara. And he'll get about 5.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the 1st down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that game.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Throwing is Carr. This one on target to Olave. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
You want to be a star in the NFL, Mike? These are the high-pressure moments that you can't shy away from. The greats, they embrace it. Tie ball game, 4th quarter. The game is on the line. Everyone in the stadium knows where that ball is going, and I can't blame them.
They'll run on 1st down with Kamara. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7. the shotgun. It's Carr. Taken in right side by the tight end, Johnson. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Valdez-Scantling on the move. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They come up for 2nd and 2. Here's Kamara. And he's in! Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They put Kelsey in motion. They'll drop to throw. Open man is Hopkins. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Here comes 2nd down. They put Kelsey in motion. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. Needing to convert here on 3rd and inches. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down. He has it by plenty. They keep the drive alive here on 3rd and inches. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw again. Oh, and a pressure there. He can't get a throwaway, and he's taken down. Now on 2nd and long. Throwing is Mahomes. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Third and long for Mahomes. That's going to be caught by Gray. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down. One last shot now for Mahomes. And he's going to go down. The pressure once again too much. And that should wrap this one up. So this one a win for the visiting Saints. A bit of a surprise, this one on paper. You figure this would have been a difficult assignment, trying to win away from home against a team of this caliber. No problems, though. They find a way to get it done. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.